It's Hi there. This is Granny Rocks, or otherwise known as Beth Green, and you probably are wondering what the heck I'm doing sitting in a car with my head on. But anyway, I'll tell you in a minute. First of all, I'm going to tell you what the topic is tonight. Is doing the right thing always the best thing for you? Hi. Now, here is sweet. Before we get into the show, and before I explain what's going on here, here is sweet baby James.
Howdy there.
Us.
Welcome. We are now parked in a place where we can actually broadcast to you. So this is Granny Rocks Our World, no matter what. And we had an outage on our internet service, so we decided to drive to where there's internet, and we had it. So, without further ado, we're going to have Granny share her usual wisdom, wit, and uncommon sense. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And now back to Granny.
So we only discovered like 20 minutes ago. Hi there. Hi, Amy. And hi, Bob. And hello, Erica. Yeah, we just found out about 20 minutes ago that we had no internet, and then we called in, and it turns out there's an outage, and it's going to come back on tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So the last time we came here to this spot, troopers, yes, Erica, thank you. We sure are. Last time we came to this spot, there wasn't any internet here anyway. So, hello, Elizabeth. So we are just like so lucky, and I have now joined the 21st century. I am broadcasting from a cell phone, and I've never done this before. So we have all this great technology, and we're sitting here broadcasting from a cell phone. So anyway, hello, and I'm getting a hi from Luann. Hello, Luann. And I don't know if that's a hi from Rose or not, but she's here. So I'm so glad to see you guys. I'm surrounded by friends. Anyway, hopefully I'll be able to see all the comments. I've never done this before. So what actually provoked this question of, is it always... Oh, Todd said, yay, Granny. That's lovely. Thank you. What I don't know yet is how I'm going to get the show post somewhere. Topic again is doing the right thing always the best thing for you? And I'll tell you what this is associated with. First of all, it's associated with something that Sweet Baby James and I are going through personally, where we know we need to do the right thing, and we have, some trepidation and fear, and there's all kinds of, hysteria and panic in the field, right? But I still know it's the right thing. And I'll tell you something. Since we made the decision to go ahead with doing the right thing instead of the safe thing, I am feeling better. So somebody said, hi, Granny, but they're not using their name. They are saying they're me. So could you please clarify that? And I will say hello to you. But I actually want to start from a different place, which is, how do people get so corrupt? Hi, Tracy. So you know how it is. You look at the news and you see people like Paul Manafort or others of that kind, and, they're doing unbelievable things, or Andrew Cohen. Hello, Helen. And so, hi, Mary Chris. Oh, my God, it's a virtual party in the car. Don't people have parties in cars? You put down the back, of course.
Yeah, you put down
But
the
you don't
back,
usually do
right.
that in the snow. Anyway.
That's not real popular.
Okay, so let me get to my topic. So, well, Beth, would you stop interrupting me? Absolutely. So what I'm saying is, like, if you look at something like Paul Manafort or other people who you say, how the heck did they get that corrupt? I mean, they're betraying their country, they're betraying their friends, they're betraying all kinds of people, right? Unless all their friends are crooks too, in which case they're, fitting right in. And see, what I have putting forward tonight, and how this will relate, you'll see in a minute, to the question of, is doing the right thing always the right thing, the best thing for us, is it's, how water can drip and make a huge difference, like it can drip, and you've got this rock, and you've got a rock, and it starts getting eroded by the drip of the water. If you keep dripping, what's going to happen? you're going to have a hole. I mean, probably the Grand Canyon was caused by a massive drip, wasn't it? By a river. That's the way corruption grows. You make one compromise, and then you become kind of like casual, and then you make another one, and then you do another one, and before you know it, you are the Grand Canyon of corruption. and not only that, you have to pretend to yourself that there's nothing wrong and that you're doing the right thing, which makes you even more corrupt because you have to pretend that the corrupt things that you're doing are not corrupt. Oh, yeah, like you sit around in the bar and you say, yeah, well, of course I had to do that because you should have seen her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So corruption in most cases happens through the drip system. And it's one little thing after another. You're a little kid and your father's going to get angry if you admit that you did something. So you tell a little white lie, right? And then you tell, well, that worked. Okay, I'm going to tell another one. I'm going to tell another one. I'm going to go into work and I'm going to pretend that I know what I'm doing. I'm going to get this great job and I'm going to hurry up and study at night. And, of course, I'm a nervous wreck, and I'm not going to do the job very well. But, hey, I got away with it, didn't I? I got away with it, didn't I? I got away with it, didn't I? So I am linking the question of, is doing the right thing really the best thing for us, with the question of corruption? Because the number one thing that happens when we don't do the right thing is we become corrupt. See, let's say you're doing something. Oh, Helen said the drip system. That's great. Thank you. As long as you're not saying I'm a drip, that's very good. This is working. I can't believe it. The light's going a little odd. But anyway, so what happens is, let's say you're making a choice and it's going to cost you a lot of money. And you say, well, I don't really have to do that. Howdy, Kim. Howdy. And Todd put out an LOL, which is, I finally found out, is lots of laughs, right? So, it's going to cost you a lot of money to do something, and you say, I don't really have to do that. If I don't do it, nobody will know. Oh, like the Dakota airbags, right? Oh, we don't have to fix that. Or we don't have to fix the ignition in those General Motors cars that started, exploding or whatever they did. Remember that? And it starts always with, oh, I don't have to do that. That's going to cost me too much money. So I can say, well, but that's different. I'm not General Motors. I'm just Beth Green. And so I can't do something that jeopardizes me because that's dangerous and that's scary. And I don't want to do that, It's like, why don't I pretend that I can't see what's going on? And why don't I just cheat just a little bit? Because I'm full of fear. Well, I get it. I understand the fear part, right? It's like, oh no, what's going to happen? This guy's going to fall. I'm going to die. Well, it could happen, right? Am I ever going to lie to you? I'm not going to tell you you're not going to go broke, or that the Dakota airbag company might not have gotten into trouble, or General Motors might not have gotten into trouble. So lots of people might have gotten into trouble. We might get into a lot of trouble. But if it's good enough for General Motors not to cheat, which, of course, they haven't been that way, then it's good enough for me. See, what I'm saying really to you guys is that when our values are screwed up, corruption is a natural outcome, right? Because we start to make little compromises in our integrity. Now, is it always the best thing for us? Okay, I'm going to give you an example that's going to really be difficult. Okay, you find some money in the bathroom of the garage. In some garage, right? Oh, hi, Richard. Glad to see you're there. And so you go and you find $7,000 in an envelope, right? And it just so happens that your child has some dread disease and needs $5,000 or $7,000 for an operation. Now what happens to is doing the right thing always the best thing for you? Doesn't that get a little bit scary? So you're going to say to your child, I'm sorry you can't have this operation because my integrity was at stake, or I didn't want to suddenly become the Grand Canyon or something like that. Now, I am not being judgmental. Oh, Todd says, when our values are screwed up, corruption is a natural outcome. Beth Green, March 11, 2019. Kim put some kind of a face on, which I couldn't figure out what that face is. But thank you, Kim. I'm sure it's loving. And hi, REA. So I'm not saying that it's easy, especially when someone else's well-being is at stake. Sometimes we start rationalizing, you see, and that's how you get a Paul Manafort. Or, was it Jared Kushner's dad? Oh, thinking. Kim is thinking. Oh, I'm glad. Thinking is good. I like that. This is the thinking woman's show. And man's. That we want to be thinking. So we are, hello, Anna, whoever you are, I'm so glad to see you. So what's going on? Anybody else who comes on, just say hello. So I am going to be honest with you. There are times when that is extremely difficult to decide. And I have compassion for people who are facing that, especially when it's a child or not an adult, because if this is an adult who is in trouble, I can go and talk to them and say, what do you think? What should we do? And you become a we. But most of the time, guys, it isn't like that. Yeah, maybe it's my comfort. Maybe it's even my house. Maybe it's my flood insurance. Maybe it's something really important to me. But my soul needs honesty. Hello, Miriam from LA, California. I hope you heard this whole show. If not, when the show is over, you can go back and listen to it from the beginning on Facebook. Or you can always go to YouTube to Granny Rocks TV. Sometime after the show, it will be, all the archives will go up. So for me, I will tell you, in my heart of hearts, I don't think corruption is ever worth it. I'm going to bank on faith instead. Oh, Anna said, we met a while back at the Transition Conference in Phoenix at the Marriott. Hope all is well. Your talks are great. Oh, I remember you. I am so glad that you've joined us. Yay. Wonderful. And Kim says, hi, Anna. And this is so awesome. So for me, it's not worth my soul. I'd rather have faith. Last time in our last show, I talked about being guided by ego or fear, or being guided by our intuition and our higher consciousness. Ultimately, of course, we do need to look at the consequences, and we have to be willing to pay those consequences, and we have to be very conscious about that. But most of the time we're just kidding ourselves, that we're selling ourselves for convenience. And I am not going to buy my soul at the convenience store. I feel very blessed today that you are all with us. And I feel very blessed that we had enough of a cell signal that we could communicate with you. And I want to tell you that some incredibly exciting things are happening over here. First of all, tomorrow we are going to have a backup satellite internet system, so that if the DSL goes down, we have a backup. It may suck, it may be expensive, but it's obvious that we need a backup, because we are not going to be stopped, are we? Not you, not us. We are going to continue to tell the truth. Second thing I'm going to remind you, but I'm not going to talk about it a lot now, is that we are going to be having an intuition training program starting on April 20th. And please look at our page, because after you scroll down all over, after the blah, 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 you get to our posts. Erica said, I'm not going to buy my soul at the convenience store. Love that. Thank you, Erica. Thank you. And so I am going to be doing a 10-day training. If you do the right thing, the Lord will provide our very needs. Ruth So happy to hear you. And Amy is saying, so what you're saying that person who finds the money should do, keep the money for a child's surgery. Is this money something that person found just sitting in their garage, or was the money, I don't know if I can see more. No, on my cell phone I can't see more. No, they're sitting in a garage, like a public garage, and they find this money. I'm not going to tell that person what to do. They have to deal with that, their own conscience. They have to talk to others in their family. There's no easy answers in life. I'm telling you how I feel. And I can tell you that most of the time it is not a life or death situation. And, we're just making excuses to become corrupt. And I don't want that. So we're going to be doing an intuition training on Saturdays from 2 to 5 Pacific, starting at the end of April, and we're going to be putting out more. We have a post up about it. Look at our events. Go to our Facebook page and look at the events, and you'll see it. And
April
we are
20th.
also going to start something. We're going to be starting something new as well for you, which is called Growth, which Granny rocks our world to heal, and it's going to be happening probably every Saturday from 9 to 10 in the morning in Pacific time, and we're going to be having a discussion about these topics led by none other than myself, and I'm going to really be intervening with people and helping them to see how every one of these grows really impacts them and is about them. So that's going to come up, and I'll tell you more about that another time. But the training, yes, is for 10 weeks. I don't know if I said that or I didn't. That intuition training. And the growth program, there will be a charge for it. And you'll be able to come to the first one free. And then you'll sign up for 3-month periods. And this will all be settled up on Saturday. And I'll be putting out an event on this. And so you'll know all about it. But in the meantime, let us feel the power of our mutual support. Let us face what is daunting without fear. Or if we're going to face it with fear, let's also have faith. Right, sweet baby James?
You bet.
We did it!
The faith.
Mwah.
Keep the faith.
Like this show. Share it. Pass it on. Like our page so you'll be notified when we are live. Comment. I will be able to get to the comments tomorrow when our internet comes back. I love you so much. I can't tell you what it means to me that you were here with us tonight. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you on, what is today?
We'll see you
Today's
Wednesday.
Monday. We'll see you Wednesday, 6:30. Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Bye-bye.